right, and welcome back to the show. We got a beautiful one for you today. We're doing skinless leg quarters. We're going to show you how to take that skin off, season them up, cook them up. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. So for this dish, we're going to make a homemade rub. And instead of using the powders that we usually do, like garlic powder, onion powder, we're making our own. So we've got our garlic here, cloves. We've got fresh rosemary, fresh shallot, and we have 3 lemon. Over here, we have a bottle of wine, olive oil. Let's get it on. First thing we're going to do is take our garlic into the food processor. It goes. Just get everything right in there. Now, this is going to be a wet marinade, and the chicken's going to go in there overnight. What we'll be doing is taking all this skin off this chicken and scoring it and getting all of this fresh herbs, onions, basically shallots, down in here. All right, so here's our lemons. We're going to cut a lemon in half. We're using this strainer right here to not get our seeds in. So you don't want seeds in this. Other dishes you can take the seeds out, but you don't want seeds inside here. So your 3 lemons. Just a second here. Let's cut these other lemons up. All right, let's get it squeezed in here. Now, once we got this nice and ground up, we're going to add a little white wine to it. And that white wine is going to help with the marinade. Cheap table wine, nothing expensive, because after all, barbecue is just cheap ingredients. And that's how you want to keep it. Everything that you use, you'll have better barbecue if you just go cheap on it. And that's how things were made back in the days, which is cheap barbecue. All right, so we've got that. Olive oil. Good douse of the olive oil. Now we're just gonna salt that chicken, and the rest of the marinade, it's gonna be this. So what we'll do is just give it a nice chop. While that's going, add your white wine. Slowly. There we go. So you get a nice liquid consistency. Let's check that. That's about where you want it. Now we're going to hit it with a higher speed. Just pulse it so everything can kind of get down in there. And that's it. There we go. And that is what you're looking for, that consistency. Just a second here. Get a spoon here so you can see. This is the consistency you want right there. So you still want your nice herbs and spices in there like that. And this is basically going to marinate. And all of this wetness that's here, you'll see it tomorrow. Most of this will be gone. And that's what you're looking for. All right, so let's get this chicken broken down. Our marinade is made, and then we're gonna get to the next step after we get this chicken nice and stripped down. Stick around, don't go anywhere. So this grill we're cooking on today is a charcoal cooker, and we're gonna show you how to season this chicken up and how to get it ready for the charcoal cooker that we're using today. So we're going to start by pulling off the skin. Let's just get our bucket over here. Slide this chicken back. We're leaving these leg quarters whole, so we're not going to cut them, and I'm going to show you how to clean this fat off of this chicken. Just scrape them real good and clean them up, and we're going to score them. Now when you clean chicken like this, and the way we're going to put this on the grill, you want to make sure you get a lot of this fat off, because they're going to be skinless, and when you pull off the skin, you can't hide this. You can't hide all that fat. Now that I pulled off the skin, you want to cut this main cartilage in here around the bone, because when you cut that, it's going to draw up around the leg, and this will pull up and it'll cook quicker. It'll look nicer, and it'll be tastier. So what I'm doing is just scoring around the bone. All right, just like that. Not a very pleasant job to the cook, but it's got to get done. So just use your knife to scrape away that fat. I keep a couple of different knives. This is what I call my abuse knife. And this is the knife that I abuse and get all this out of here. And I keep it sharp. I sharpen it up after I'm done, but this is probably like a $12 knife. And a good friend gave this to me for Christmas. So I use this knife as my workhorse. See all of these guts in here at the end of the chicken? You want that out of there. Get all those chicken livers out of there. Just like that. And we're almost cleaned up. All right. And there's another piece of fat right in here. Let me just get this bone out of here. There's a little bone on the ends here. And I'll get that out of there. Now this piece right here on the end, there's a piece of fat that lays right in here, and the first thing you do, this is a very nice piece of meat right here. And the first thing that happens is when you bite into that end, I'm gonna cut this open here. You'll see it. And once you cut it open, the only way you can really get to this is to cut it open. And there's a piece of fat that lays right here on a very nice bite. Let me see if I can get that for you guys in there, just like that. And you want to get that fat out of there, because that's the first bite of a beautiful piece of meat. And you don't want to bite into that, or your guest biting into it and tasting that. So that's that. Any kind of veins like there, I just kind of follow the veins and I get the veins out of there. When I was a little kid, I never liked the dark meat, and I would only eat the white meat because I didn't like all of that veins and all that snapping stuff in there. And nowadays, I eat everything, and this happens to be my favorite. And the breast meat, not so much. All right, so we got this nice and clean. This is what you're looking for. All that fat off of there and the skin removed. All right, so that's a very clean piece. Let's just clean this up a little bit better. And right after these are cooked, these are gonna look so pretty that you're gonna say, I see why he took off all that fat. And that's what you're looking for. You want that leg quarter to look like that. Now, another step. Once you get it that way, you want to just score along the bone. Just score. till you score down and see that bone. That's one cut. You gotta do another cut here. Score it down. And what this is gonna do is allow for all this flavor to get in here today. Now that wet marinade we made, it's gonna just get all down in here. And this is why we're scoring the chicken. And when this cooks, it's just gonna fall off this bone. It's gonna be very tender, very moist, and it's just gonna fall right off of there. And that's how you wanna see it. Come back around, score that side, just like that. And here we go. That is how you want that chicken to look. So we're gonna put this on the tray, and we're gonna show you another one. So here we go. I start on this side, I put my hand in here, I pull at the skin to pull away, and I end up on the leg and pull this way. Now these nice chicken pieces here, these nice chicken fats, if I'm frying up chicken, I'll take these and I'll fry up the skins. I'll clean them up and I'll fry up the skins. So I won't throw these away because they're a good meal. If you see a skin like that, just like that, you can just fry that up. So you can salt, pepper it, and fry it up. And fried chicken skins are very good when they're fried. So you can do that with that so your skin doesn't go to waste. Or you could save it for chicken soup. Right now we're around the holiday time, so there'll be a lot of chicken soup being made, and you can render it down and make your chicken soup with it. Get that flavor out of it. All right, so here we go. Scraping, use the knife to kind of follow through. I usually scrape with the knife to get that out of there. You want to make sure you don't tear up the meat. Just scrape that fat out of there and get a nice clean cut. Just like that. You know, most of the work in good food, whether you're cooking inside, outside in the barbecue, is your prep. And it's very important that you prep right. So that piece of fat right there, just take your knife and just go across it. And you can lift it up, cut it off. But it's important that you prep right, because if you don't prep it right, it's not going to cook up right. And that's where a lot of people make mistakes inside or outside, is that you don't prep your food and get it prepared for your cooking method that you're going to cook it with. All right, so here's the inside again of the inside of the back. So this portion right here connects, this thigh part connects to the back of the chicken. So I'm leaving that on. And I'm gonna show you guys if I wanted this piece off right here. This piece right here, a lot of people don't like this piece. If I wanted this piece gone, I could bring my knife in here like this. Cut in there and just remove it. Straight down and remove it from there, and now I get this piece out of here. But I like all the meat around there. I don't want to waste anything, and this is good eating, so I'm going to save it. I'm going to cook it. But if you didn't want that piece on there, you could do that and just remove any bones that you feel. And as I'm doing that, anytime you cut through bone, you want to feel if there's any bone fragment in there. And I feel a piece of bone fragment here. So what I'll do is just cut it right out of there with the tip of my knife. Follow, cut. Now that piece of bone fragment's out of there. And this is how you find them in the supermarket like this. When you see leg quarters that are clean, and they're not really clean the way that I would clean them. But when you see skinless, boneless or just skinless leg quarters, you still have to do some cleaning. So you see how that lays flat now that I removed this piece to it? So some people like them that way. I leave that piece on because I don't like to waste. They look better, but this also offers moisture. So if you cut the bone away, anything that is not on the bone is going to dry out a lot quicker. And these are thighs, they're very forgiving. Here's that piece that I was telling you about on the end. Just cut in there, open that up, and get that big piece of fat that's in there out of there. There it is. I use my knife to work through. And that's it. I'm going to finish cleaning this, and then we're going to show you how to season them up and marinate them overnight. But then they're ready to go out on the cooker, and we're going to grill them up. So score it. Now that we got it clean, score it over. This part next to the bone, you're going to cut that away, that vein, and just cut around the bone. Make sure this piece, when it cooks, there's some cartilage in there. It'll just draw right up. Score it all around, just like that. Go like this. Score, score. Come around and hit the back, and into the back. Score, score. That's it. Now you have a very clean piece of chicken that is ready for marinade. Just make sure you get it down to the bone. That's it. So I'm gonna get to pulling these skins off. I got a long way to go, and I'm not gonna bore you, but you get the gist. And that will be that. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, we got these all cleaned. So let's get it on. Let's get these seasoned. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna salt them. That's all we're gonna do. Move my salt over here. I'm gonna salt front and back. Now you can put as much salt as you guys wanna put on, but this chicken has no skin. So if you do, go easy. So as we salt front and back, into the bucket they go. I'm gonna do one layer down the bottom, some salt, and I'm gonna show you what they look like when you put this marinade on them. That's our marinade. This is our chicken in the basket. This is what that looks like, sitting in the basket. And we're just gonna put a layer on the bottom. So we're gonna get these salted. And then in this container they go. All right, so we got the first layer on the bottom. I'm just gonna move this over, and I'm gonna show you what this looks like in here. So now, we're just gonna put a layer of that nice wet brine in here, just like that. And we're just gonna roll them around in there. Just like that. Get all the marinade in between. And that's how we're gonna do that. And then back on our tray they go. For the next batch. Because if you put all of these in there, you won't be able to move them around and get them all marinated down like this. So for now, they're gonna go back on there. I'm gonna move this back over, and we're gonna finish up the rest of them. Put them down. Salt them. There we go. Rub that salt around there. And then into the bucket they go. I just want to cover the bottom with the chicken. And then we're going to add our wet brine and move it around. Our salt, put that in there. Now into the bucket they go. Let's move this over and let's hit them with some more of this nice marinade wet brine. Roll them around in there. Now we're doing this so we can serve room and we're not dirtying up a bunch of trays and dishes. So I'm going to just use the vessel that we have instead of dirty up something else. So I'm not in the mood to wash dishes, so we're gonna improvise. All right, so this is coming out of here. Now it's nice and coated. On the tray it goes. And then we're gonna do our last batch. And the reason why I'm showing you this because look how fast I'm marinating this. I'm gonna repeat, bring the tray back over. And this is gonna be the last batch. Salt them, get them in the bottom. I'm keeping one hand dry, one hand wet. I'm using the bag. Little cheapy food gloves I can just throw right away instead of using expensive gloves. Here we go. This is our last batch. So in the basket they go. My tray's going in the sink. Once I'm done with that, I'm gonna slide this over. And this batch, I'm actually gonna just leave in here. I'm not gonna take them out because there's no need to. And then we're gonna start stacking. I'm just using this to hold all the nice marinades and mix them up well so they can marinate in here overnight. And that's what you want. You want them to marinate in here nicely and stack them nicely. So here we go. I'm gonna put a little bit more. And then we're gonna start to stack the ones that we did already on this tray that are nice and wet. We're just gonna start to layer them. A little bit more brine and layer. This way everything's marinated. If you could smell this right now, this just smells like garlic rosemary. It smells excellent. White wine. And you want to go at least 24 hours with it. You could go 3 days. I wouldn't go any more than that because your chicken's going to get soft and mushy. So that's one thing with chicken. If you marinate in any kind of wine or alcohol like that, it's going to get mushy on you. So don't do that. Anytime you take that skin off, it's automatically it's got no buffer, and that flavor is automatically gonna get down into that meat quick. And that's why I took the skin off. Like I say, and here we go. And the rest of it, just go right on top with it, just like that. And it'll just seep down in there. I'm gonna take my hand and just go easy with it. And by tomorrow, it'll find its way to the bottom. Now, I'm gonna let this marinate. In the morning, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna shift this chicken around. So this way it gets a chance to marinate, move around. And that's it. We're done. So I'll do that in the morning. I'll shift this around. I'll let all that seasoning get down at the bottom because this is gonna get out of here. And then I'm gonna take the pieces on the bottom and flip them over and reverse it. Everything will be on the top. And then onto the cooker we go. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. This is what we're working with today. This is the Coyote 36-inch charcoal grill. And with no further ado, let's show you around. This is the inside of this Coyote. Beautiful thing about this, it's got some solid grates on it. I'm gonna pull these grates out real quick. heavy 304 stainless steel. These grates move up and down. You can turn this handle here. Now the fire can come to your meat and away from your meat, so this is why I love this grill. Little rack on the top. Right here, adjust your vents. Back and forth, very simple grill. And if you want to get more coal in here, you crank it all the way down to the bottom. Once it's down to the bottom, this whole tray just slides right out. And you could adjust your coals by putting that in like that. All right, I'm gonna put this thing back together, and she's also got a little storage down at the bottom, just to let you know that. We're gonna get our fire set up, and I'm gonna put this thing back together, and we're gonna cook on it. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. Now I got 2 fires cooking on both sides. And the way we're gonna do this chicken today, I'm firing up both sides. Usually I fire up one, cook the chicken on this side and cook it direct. But today we're firing up both sides today because we're gonna need the heat from the way we did that chicken. So this is my fire starter in the middle on both of them. I get this fire nice and hot, and then I spread my coals out. This wood is gonna just, once I'm spread my coals out, the fire will be here. By the time I spread the coals out, it's gonna hit this wood and ignite that wood. So that's what that wood is for on the outside, like that. So by the time I start to just kind of spread all these coals around, and I want a nice even bed of coals as I'm cooking this, and that's what you're looking for. And then this way you can bring the fire up, bring it down, and just let the fire work with you. That's it. So we're gonna get this lit. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, our fire is lit. We're gonna get it stabilized. Let these coals burn off a little bit. And then we're gonna get our chicken on. All right, we got our chicken, we're ready to go on. Now, I got my chicken to the right here. I want you to see that. See how all that marinade just got out of there? There was a lot of liquid in there. That wine just evaporated off. And the chicken took all that flavor in there. And you don't want to move these for a while, because you don't want to disturb the meat. And if you try to pull it up before it's not done yet, then you're going to rip apart the meat because the skin's not there to give it that protection. This grill holds a lot. Doesn't seem like it, but she holds a lot. All right. And the last one is going on. That's it. We got a nice calm fire. We're gonna let these cook. I'm gonna open my vents up here to let a little bit more air come in. Let's get her closed up. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're about 25 minutes into this. Now, I've turned them a couple of times. I'm gonna show you what we got. That's them. They're doing all right. You want a nice even cook. I raised the coals up to them a little bit. I'm going to bring the coals up a little bit more. The coals are fully up to them. On this cook, I'm probably going to add a little bit more coals, and then I'm going to start to bring the heat away from the chicken. This is turning, and they're looking right. Here we go. Very easy. Just got to move them around. Take the ones that look like they need to get done and put them in the hot spots. And that's about it. There you go. We're going to brown them up. Add some more coals, lower the heat, and finish them off. That's it. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. Alright, these guys are probably almost ready to come off. We're going to start using our top rack now to put these on. So they still got a little bit more time. We're about 40 minutes in right now. And these guys are looking right. Ooh, a little pitmaster's taste right there. Woo. Excellent. She's hot. Now, chicken thighs are very forgiving, and leg quarters are even more forgiving. So, I'm going to let these go a little bit longer. Then we're going to pull them. But they still got some time. We'll let them go nice and easy. Just like that. And then you could start using your top rack if you see some ones that need to come off early. Just start stacking them. And that's what I'm going to do. All right. That guy could use some cooking. Get him right into the flame. You're just moving food around. That's all you're doing. Making sure you're moving from the hot spots. I'm going to let this cook. And I'll see you back here right before we pull it. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. Time to put these on the top rack. The bigger pieces will stay on the bottom, but our smaller pieces that are cooking pretty good, we'll put them on the top rack. Like this piece right here, and go up top. They're still cooking up there. We just don't want them to burn up. That's what you want. Just like that. This piece, I don't feel is dark enough, so I can put him back down. And we're going to start stacking. Good thing I have a grill that offers plenty of room here. Just as long as you get them out of the heat, you can put some up top, some down the bottom. Get them cooked. There we go. Just like that. That's what you want to see. And these pieces on the bottom, these were bigger thighs, so they're going to cook a little bit longer. That's it. I'm going to pull these in a little bit, and we'll meet you inside. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, and the time has come. We're on the chopping block. So with no further ado, let's get into it. And look what we got. Got a few nice chickens in here. Cooked all nice and even. They're not burned up. And this is what you want. You want a nice even cook. So let's take this piece right here. Nice part is I scored into here already, so you got a little mark for it. So just take your knife, come right over, that's it. We're gonna pull that meat off of there, just like that. And look at that, cook right to the bone. And I even get a pitmaster's taste there. Excellent. You even see that piece? Cook right to the bone. You see that nice marinade in there? I'm just gonna bite out of this. Pulls away clean. All right. Let's get this plated up, and we'll see you right back here. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, and there you have it, skinless leg quarters. And if you like this video and more that are about to arrive, don't forget to hit that button and subscribe, and also hit that little notification bell. This way you get the videos first. Thank you for joining us, and with no further ado, I gotta look for that little pitmaster's taste.